for the men's mile. And the world record, of course, set in 1993, Morcelli at 344.39. The American record at 347.69. And the meet record by Tom Byers. And the favorite here, Craig, would be Steve Holman.
Steve Holman not only is the favorite, he's put some pressure on his shoulders by predicting that he can break 350 in this race. So he says he wants to break 350 in this race. No American has ever run, no American or anyone from any country has ever run under 350 for the mile outdoors on American soil.
I find it just extraordinary that the fastest outdoor mile here was run in 1967 by Jim Ryan. 351.1.
That was a world record at the time. As we take a look at Holman, Holman hasn't had an easy go of it. His luggage was lost. He had to borrow all the equipment you see him wearing.
Who did he borrow it from? Were you a factor in all this? Here's Steve Holman.
I think Holman found my clothing a bit wanting. He went elsewhere for his athletic and other haberdashery.
That's because you showed up in those 70s clothing.
The key to a fast time like the kind that Holman is talking about is to get out early, get out quickly early. We understand number 186, Buck Jones, has volunteered to be the pacemaker.
And Buck Jones has taken the lead.
And Vern, you mentioned that it's not since Jim Ryan in 1967 has there been a mile run in the range of 3 minutes and 51 seconds outdoors. Ryan did that in 1967. 3:51.1 was the actual time. Bakersfield, California, the world record at the time.
Holman currently running fourth behind Jones, William Kemei, Shannon Lemora running second and third now.
56.6 for the quarter mile, so just the kind of pace needed to get down towards 350. I think it's interesting that Holman didn't just talk about running faster than Ryan has run on American soil. He wanted to go under 350. Holman ran an outstanding race, as we see him on the right of the screen there, at the Penn Relays on a relay, and then came back and in North Carolina lost a race, but ran a very fast 3 minutes and 36 seconds for 1,500 meters. There's no doubt he's in shape to run right around 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Buck Jones, the Rabbit, continues in the lead. Lemora second, Kemei third, Steve Holman still fourth, and Terrance Herrington currently in the fifth spot.
Herrington, several-time American champion, very dangerous finishing kick. He's locked on the inside right now. And I think a lot of what led to Holman making this somewhat bold prediction or goal for the race was the Prefontaine legacy as they went through just over 1 minute and 56 seconds. So the pace starting to slip just a little bit. He really feels imbued with the Prefontaine legacy, he told me, and in part a sort of legacy of athletic excellence. Holman himself, though, is the head of the athletes organization within the sport of track and field, sort of also combining that political legacy of Steve Prefontaine's.
Steve Holman continues running in the fourth spot. Jones, Lemora wearing number 191. Kemei is third, and then Holman.
And as this pace starts to slow just a little bit, it's now just going to be a race, and quite a few people still in it, as you can see.
Jones drops off.
So Lemora in the lead. Lemora, 25 years old, ran for Oregon, so he's quite familiar with Hayward Field. And he's in good shape, ran 3:39 for 1,500 meters. This is not where Holman would like to be, though, all by himself. Right out in front there.
Steve Holman, the 25-year-old, ran for Georgetown.
I went and saw him do what he calls his psych workout last Saturday at Georgetown. Ran 3 outstanding quarter miles. That's supposed to give him confidence to be able to sprint over this last lap. And he's just easing into his sprint. He's not all out right now.
Matt Giusto currently running in third, and he's taking over Lemora now. And Herrington, who will lag in the back, is moving up on the outside.
Herrington won the Nationals last year, ranked number 2 in the U.S. behind Holman. And this is a good matchup for these two. Herrington, the great come-from-behind runner. Holman likes to run a little bit from the front. He's putting the pressure on Herrington now.
It's Steve Holman and Herrington from Clemson. And Holman maintains his lead. And here comes Steve Holman, who has captured first place at the Prefontaine.
Unofficially 3:52.89. One of the fastest in years in the United States. So he doesn't run that fast as ever on American soil, but he gets an outstanding time in spite of losing his luggage.
We'd mentioned the airline, but we all have to get out of here. Steve Holman.
We can tell you without a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, before we even get the official time.
This is a very intense race for Steve Holman. He wanted so much to have that fast time. The race didn't turn out as he wanted. He had to take the lead with more than a lap to go. And you see the intensity as he comes down the home stretch, drifts out into lane 2, and takes a look at the time. He knows it's a good one. Holman, the man they've been calling the next great American miler, fulfilling some of that promise here today.
And a young man who at some point in his life has aspirations of law school, but they've been put on hold for the moment. Steve Holman, the winner. Official results of the men's mile. Steve Holman wins it, the time of 3:52.89. Terrance Herrington second. David Kibet of Kenya finishes third.